between light and dark. So in total they've got 24 eyes, and they've actually got a very complex nervous system which runs in a bit of a ring around the base of their box jellyfish sort of shape. Their body can get up to about 30 centimetres in width, and the tentacles can get up to about 3 metres in length. Pretty cool. And those tentacles generally have about 5,000 individual stingers or barbs or thanatocysts, they're also called, which they're the things that inject the toxin into your system. So pretty cool. Now basically each and every thanatocyst has a little barb on the inside, kind of like a needle. When they wrap their tentacles around their prey, that's basically that barb shoots out of that little stinger straight into your skin and starts injecting it from there. So pretty cool. Also, they can swim about 6 meters per second, so they're incredibly quick and very efficient at what they do. So pretty amazing jellyfish. It's just something to watch out for. Now, their toxin generally attacks every part of your system, so your skin, your heart, and your brain. And not very nice to go through. But the good thing is, once you get through to help, you've got a cure for it. Good times. Usually when it happens, you're usually somewhere close to the shoreline anyway, so most people generally survive. So nothing to really worry about as long as you're not going for a swim at that particular time at the beach that doesn't have a net. All good, all good. Now also the other jellyfish is the irukandji jellyfish. Now this is also a pretty amazing jellyfish. There was a bit of a mystery up until the 60s when a man named Jack Barnes decided to go and do his own research. Now he was an ex-military medic. He was general practicing on one of the islands off the coast of Cairns, and he tended to have a lot of cases during summertime of what's known as irukandji syndrome. Now it got its name because of the Aboriginal people that live around the area that it was first found. Now they had a lot of cases during summertime, so he decided to go and do his own research. And basically he got on his scuba suit. He was an ex-military medic, so he was a pretty crazy guy. He was used to a lot of dangerous things. And got on his scuba suit, went and sat at the bottom of the ocean for 6 days straight. Obviously coming out for food and sleep and all that sort of stuff, but going straight back to the ocean and just sitting there until he eventually came across a jellyfish that he didn't recognise. It pretty much came across him, more or less. So it came so close to him that it actually touched the glass on his goggles. So far too close for my comfort. And managed to get a sample for it, of it, and take it back onto shore and conduct some tests. Now his version of conducting tests would basically get that jellyfish to sting you and see what happens from there. Now his son also volunteered, and a local lifesaver also volunteered to be tested on, and from there each and every person was rushed to hospital. So all 3 people were rushed to hospital with that irukandji syndrome, and because he caught a sample of it, they could put a face to the name now. So high fives to Jack Barnes. But before then, because they'd encountered irukandji syndrome for a fair while, ever since the 20s, when they first came across the first case, and basically they had a lot of, not a cure, but they had a lot of treatment to help people through it. So Jack Barnes survived along with his son and the local lifesaver. But basically it's an excruciating thing to go through. So it originally starts off as feeling like a mosquito bite, which is weird because you're in the water, and from there it takes effect about half an hour afterwards, so it's got a delayed effect. So it's anything between 5 minutes and 120 minutes, but once it takes effect, you descend into a bit of vomiting and nausea, and then from there, excruciating pain all over your skin, and a weird phenomenon which is basically a feeling of impending doom. So you feel like you're going to die, which is weird, because you're not, really. Unless you've got heart problems or something like that, you're not going to die, but you've got this excruciating pain all over your skin, you've got this feeling of impending doom. It feels pretty crazy, I'd say. So pretty traumatic experience, but they have actually got ways of helping people through that, easing the pain, and helping people cope with that at that particular time. So there's only 2 people that have died from irukandji syndrome, and I dare say there were people with heart problems as well at that particular time. So yeah, nothing to really worry about. Very excruciating, but at the same time, if you're staying out of that water during that summertime, and also sticking to those generally those beaches with the nets, you should be fine. All good. The irukandji jellyfish, they've got no pigment, so they're clear and they're very small. They're about as big as your thumbnail, so very hard to see in the ocean. We've actually got stingers around their, or kinetocysts, around the base of their bell shape. So they can actually fire these stingers into their prey. So a very short range, but they don't actually have to wrap their tentacles around their prey. They can actually fire their stingers into their prey. Pretty cool. And their tentacles are roughly about a metre and a half in length, and incredibly small. So very hard to see in the ocean, but pretty amazing jellyfish either way. So yeah, that's my little speech about jellyfish. They're I find them fascinating actually. Only during summertime around here. Every other time it's all good to swim, no problems at all. Keep an eye out amongst the tops of these nests here. You've actually got a eastern coastal osprey up on the top. So they're holding the nest sitting on top of these power lines. And they're made by a little coastal osprey, which is a bird of prey, which loves to hang around these little riverine areas, hunting for fish and various other different marine animals. You also see more nests on the right hand side coming up here on top of the pockets. Sometimes in the Mulberry River you can see a female crocodile, she's about 2 metres in length, just sitting up on the muddy bank. There's another nest up there and another one coming up here on the right. In the afternoon when we're cruising back through here, you'll probably be able to get a better look at those guys a little bit later. Coastal osprey, they've got kind of sort of dark grey wings and kind of a white breast, white head with kind of a grey spectacled chest as well, and grey spectacle underneath their wings. So very, very unique birds. Whole heap of magpie geese as well flying over here. I think they're magpie geese, I can't really see them from here, but yes, more than likely magpie geese, or stronticops. Curious about birds. They look like they're flying very haphazardly, which usually means they've just fed. They're heading away from food. So when you see them flying in formation, that usually means they're very determined to get through to a place of food. When you see them flying away from, when you see them sort of broken up and all over the place, that usually means they're flying away. Because they're all full, they're all content, they're not really concentrating on staying within formation. We're almost at the wildlife habitat now, guys, just down the road from it. We're about 5 minutes away. So when we get there, we're going to jump out of the bus together and head straight through the wildlife habitat. And learn a bit about the beautiful place that we're going to. And also see some native Australian animals. It's a very unique opportunity because a lot of these animals you can't normally find in the wild, or you might have a bit of trouble trying to find in the wild. Obviously we're heading to a rainforest, so it's an incredibly dense place. So that generally means that it's a bit hard to try and find some local animals. So get a good look at them, take some pictures, maybe learn their calls, listen to what they sound like, and that generally will help you identify those guys in the wild. So, very cool. And also, if you haven't seen native Australian animals yet, great opportunity for you. Also, the koala tour, that is fully optional. So if you want to attend that, or if you want to go off on your own, that's 100% up to you. But we're going to make our way through to the koala enclosure. Also, I'm going to show you the cafe and where you can have morning tea if that's in your package. And after the koala tour, you can get koala photos and a photo with a baby python and a baby crocodile if you want to as well. That's $18 for one of those photos. But you get a physical photo to take away with you, and you get one emailed through to you as well if that's what you want to do. So, very cool. Now also at the moment, actually, something else to let you know. The black-necked stork is actually has recently had a little chick, and they've built a massive nest. Black-necked storks don't normally mate in captivity, and they don't normally have chicks in captivity, but the ones here, they're the only two in the whole entire world that's managed to mate in captivity and produce a chick. They've produced about 7 chicks in total, and you'll find some of their chicks at places like the Australian Zoo, Steve Irwin Zoo. Unfortunately he's passed away now, but anyway, yeah, very good opportunity to see straight into that nest and see the little baby there as well. Pretty cool. Mummy and Daddy are taking very good care of them. Now there is an IGA just over here. If you haven't quite got cash on you or anything like that, some places in Cape Tribulation tend to only take cash. So if you're maybe looking to get some cash, they've got an ATM just over the road, or if you need any supplies, just let me know if you're going over there so I can keep track of people. Awesome, here we go. Alright, so we're going to jump out of the bus together. You might want to maybe bring your wallet, bring your camera.